All right, man, peace. So as you brothers know, if you've been on my channel long enough, I like to use many of these court cases as a backdrop for certain sentiments that I like to expound on. One of the main sentiments being that paternity testing should be mandatory. This case here is going to add another dynamic to that sentiment, that being the issue of quote unquote one night stands. Of course, they're going to talk about it and I'm going to chime in.
Plaintiff Sierra McNeil says she had a one-night stand with the defendant after meeting on social media. Sierra insists she ended up pregnant with the defendant's baby, but the defendant has doubts about fathering her child.
The defendant should have doubts about fathering her child. Every time, let me tell you, brother, something, man. Every time one of these modern day females tell you that they have been impregnated and has been by you, you should have already laid out to them that if they were to get pregnant, that we are going to have a paternity test. And this is why I tell you, brothers, that you should put forth these type of sentiments early on, especially when you and your significant other, your woman, etc., are in a blissful moment. And you can couch it in certain rhetoric like, my dad always told me or my mom always told me that I have to get a paternity test. It's nothing personal. Just to let her know. And if she's a grown woman and if she's someone who's intent on being loyal to you, she's not going to have a problem with it. A whore is always going to have a problem with a paternity test.
So she petitioned the court for a DNA test. Defendant Jimmy Mitchell says when he first met Sierra in person, he thought she had a baby bump, but he didn't say anything because he didn't want to insult her. Jimmy claims now Sierra wants to put him on child support, so he's eager to take the paternity test to find out the truth.
Just to look at this brother, not to digress, but just to look at this brother, if I had to take a gander at his lineage, I would say that he's descended from the Aboriginal Americans, most likely the so-called mound builders, particularly if his family line is from that area in Illinois. He does not look like he has lineage from the so-called blacks that were brought in from the west coast of Africa, but I'll probably be delving into that a little bit more in a later video. They recently found one of the last so-called quote-unquote slave ships that was brought over here to Alabama from the region known in the 1800s and before as Ouidah, W-H-Y-D-A-H or O-U-I-D-A-H. Those were the two spellings, and that was just a Frankish or a French way of saying Judah. The last ship that was dispatched to America from there was recently found off of the coast of Alabama, I believe. You have many so-called blacks who migrated from Alabama and Mississippi up into the Chicago and Cleveland and Detroit area to amalgamate with the original or indigenous so-called people of color who are already here. Just to look at his facial features, etc., I would gander that he's most likely a descendant of the Aboriginal Americans. Not to digress, though.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
All right, you all have a child, how old?
She just turned 1 November 5th.
1, and you believe the defendant is the father?
Yes.
Allegedly, she believes that, Judge. Allegedly.
And you don't believe you're the father?
Sketchy.
Okay, not
Does this brother have vampire teeth in his mouth?
not absolutely sure.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're going to help you all get the answer. And the child is yours. Can you afford the child?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
you work?
sir, Your Honor.
You work?
I'm a tattoo artist.
Okay.
I got a shop.
Where at?
On Cosman and Jackson.
In Chicago.
Yes, sir.
Okay. They make plenty money
Yes, sir.
if you have a good business going.
If I'm focused.
Huh? If you're
I'm
focused.
Well, good for this brother, because to see him, people will probably assert that he was a so-called gang member or something like that. He has his own business and he's doing what he's supposed to. And like he said, if he's focused, he'll be successful. So good for him. But I do notice them damn vampire teeth in his mouth, which tells me that he could be behind closed doors into the veneration or the worship of certain deities that would involve blood drinking. A lot of so-called black people are getting into that. Okay? A lot of the quote-unquote bacchanalian rites.
That's right. You have any other children?
Yes, sir.
How many?
2.
Any in the household with you? Any of them live with you?
No, Your Honor.
You take care of them?
Yes, sir.
You don't have any child support issues?
Not yet.
No. You may be on to something there. But the 2 that you are sure are your children, you don't have any child support issues?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, good. Good to hear that. So that's good news, isn't it?
Yes.
Sounds like he's a responsible father. Are you working, or what's your status?
I work in my daughter's daycare.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's a great place to work.
Yes.
My wife operated 5 preschools. She started with 1. She started as a preschool education director at one of the top gifted schools in Detroit. Then she left there, opened her own, and I had confidence in her. And even though she quit her job to start a business, and
Good for her, if that's what she did, and she knew that she had you there as a support. That's what a relationship is all about. It's not just about what people do when everything is going well. You have certain people who only want to be around you when things are going well for you, but as soon as you hit a little rough patch or a period of transition, they want to bail out. So if she decided that she wanted to start her own business, and Judge Mathis was there like how he was supposed to be to support her in that endeavor, all I did was make their relationship stronger. So good for them.
and I had to carry the entire weight for a while, but she opened 5, and then she began carrying the weight for a while, and
Good. That's how it's supposed to be.
until I got elected judge. So, and our children all went there.
Okay.
Saved us a lot of money.
That's great.
So that's what I was getting around to. You're saving money. You know what you're doing.
Yes.
How many children you have? Just the one?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Let me hear from you on your relationship.
Okay, well, it was never a relationship. Let me just get that out. It was a one-night stand, but...
When?
Huh?
You heard what he said. If you could hear, you could hear. She said, huh? Talking about it was never a relationship. She's talking like she's proud of that. You know, brothers, in the ancient world, if a woman was found to have slept with a man who she was not espoused to be with, or was not her husband, she would kill herself. If she was raped, she would kill herself, because the level of dishonor would have been too much to bear. Now we live in a society where females brag about their one-night stands and how many men they've been with and how quickly they'll leave a man for another man and how many men they have in their phone and who they're contacting over Facebook and Instagram, and how many people are hitting them up in their DMs. This is why I tell you, brothers, to be vigilant in regards to who you deal with, because all that baby mama drama, 90% of it is your fault, so-called black man, because these facts are plain now. This is not hidden anymore, that many of these modern liberal females are quote-unquote scandalous. This is not a secret. So when you find yourself in these situations, you have to look in the mirror and blame yourself.
When was that one-night stand approximately?
Around...
What month?
March 2016.
All right. Where did you all meet and have this one-night stand? How did that occur?
We met through Facebook.
Oh, no shit. No shit. Now, brothers, let me say this, man. Like I always tell cats, I don't come on here to tell people what to do. I just give my perspective on it. Things are going to happen in life. You might be walking down the street. You might not initially think that you're hungry, and then you might feel hungry, and you stop off at a little food stand and pick up something to eat. That's what a one-night stand is. But you also have to understand that when you're eating street meat, you might get sick. So when you decide that you're going to lay down with some female that you're just meeting as a one-night stand, and you don't have any real focus on doing anything in the long run with that female, that's on you. But you better make sure that you protect yourself. And I'm not just talking about condoms. I'm talking about you allowing people into your home, or you're in their home. You don't know who the hell you're dealing with. There's a lot of nut jobs out here.
the way he was talking good, you know, like the stuff he was saying was good. So
Like what?
He was just like, you.
He was telling me, Your Honor, that I look good and my booty looked good because I had some new photos up. You know, Your Honor. That's what he was saying, made me feeling all good. You know, I had to find my best wig for him. I said, ooh, I got to go see this man.
You come over here, we could go out to eat. I'll take you out to eat. We'll have us a nice time. And
I'll take you to Sizzler. That's what he told me, Your Honor. He said he gonna get me a steak. No, got back to the place. I didn't get the steak. All I got was some beef.
And I'm like,
Haven't had that meal yet, have you?
She got the meal. She just didn't get the one she thought she was getting.
All right, so go ahead.
we was drinking with some wine and watching Lifetime. It was something.
You have to tell me what you watching.
We was watching something and
Next thing I know, we was doing the Kama Sutra. Your Honor, can we move on?
one thing led to another. And then we had sex.
Okay.
A month later, that's when I found out I was pregnant.
Allegedly.
I went to the doctor for something else for my fractured pinky, and they said that
She said she went for a fractured pinky. Now, how'd your pinky get fractured? Let me find out you was pleasuring yourself too damn hard.
I was pregnant.
All right, and before we get to the reaction that he had, let me allow you to give some background, sir.
Yes, sir. We met over Facebook, and then I walked to the train to get Miss Sierra. But then, you know, I wouldn't bash her because I don't know whether that's my baby or not, and I don't want to say nothing to disrespect her. But, you know, I did notice, you know, like a little baby bump, you know, but I ain't never say nothing. Just in my head, like my head kept telling me, look, look, look. So, yeah.
Well, shit, nowadays, brother, to be quite honest with you, you don't know if that's a baby bump or the broad is just walking around with about 20 pounds of extra weight like she about to hibernate for the winter. Who the hell knows? A lot of these chicks are eating all type of corrupted foods, fast food, pork. All that stuff does is stick to the back of their neck and around their midsection. So he said he noticed a baby bump.
You know, I ain't say nothing. And then we went to get something to eat from the restaurant. But Sierra went to 2 restaurants. And she ate both of the meals. Like, you know what I mean?
I bet she did. I bet she did. So she lied when she said she ain't get that plate. She got more than one plate. I know I'm about to give you some ass, so I got to get my money's worth. I want another hot dog.
Yeah, but we had a good time, I'm sure. But then the morning we walked to the train, Sierra seemed to change every time we go back to the train. Like, we'll be cool walking, but then she starts just snapping when she walking up the platform.
Well, that's the multiple personality disorder that many of these liberal females suffer from, brother and brothers. Many of these liberal females, they suffer from multiple personality disorder. They truly just act nice initially because they're trying to, to bring in that man, that prey, like a spider web. They're trying to lure you in, or that Venus flytrap mechanism. And many of them are so lonely that just the prospect of them leaving that new man energy that they're around starts to make their real personality come out, and they start to get very resentful because they're heading back to an environment where they're very lonely. Many of these modern day liberal females are extremely lonely. That's why I did a video about it, about loneliness in America. That's why I tell cats, with all this Me Too movement, this Time's Up bullshit, all this is another method to garner attention for lonely females who are quickly expiring or who are unattractive. Remember, in the old setup, all these women were getting husbands. Why? Because they actually had something to bring to the table and they were not trying to start arguments all the time. Now there's no onus placed on maintaining peace in the household. Cats always looking for a chick with a fat ass and nice titties, and all that's nice. Don't get it twisted. That's definitely a nice thing, but I mean, damn. If a broad does not know how to restrain herself, how to avoid arguments, and to look for the positive aspect as opposed to trying to plunge into the negative aspect, all the titties and ass in the world don't mean a damn thing. All that is going to be all them titties and asses going to be standing behind the plaintiff's platform in the courthouse. That's it.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Man, he sounds so honest, but he could.
Nice guy.
Yeah, and a nice guy and everything, and appreciate you.
That's
You
how he sound.
respectful. He says he didn't want to say anything to disrespect you. He was very respectful with me, which people who are like that, they get the best treatment.
I agree. You receive the energy that you emit.
People who are the opposite get told off very harshly.
I agree. It's the same protocol that I have in life, and even on the little YouTube channel, you got people who come in the comments, they try to talk crazy. Hey, it's gonna be what it's gonna be.
And y'all think I'm crazy the way I'm talking to these folks, but that's how I talk to people who are disrespectful
Agreed.
toward me. So you have some convincing to do.
Don't go away. There's more Judge Mathis after this.
Go ahead.
Well, when I first found out, I called him. I was like, I'm pregnant. He said, who baby is that?
Yeah, I would have said, okay, cool, congratulations. Congratulations. Is it gonna be a boy or a girl? Or you having twins? I couldn't tell by that belly. You could have been having triplets.
And I said, it's your baby because I had took a picture when I was at his house, and I even showed him all the dates that like led up to the conception, because it's the 3-day conception. I had to think. I'm like, was I with somebody? And I was like, no.
Yeah, I bet you did have to think. So according to my math, I got impregnated on January 30th, and that's when I dealt with the defendant in question, Your Honor. But I had known a man named Tyrone who I slept with on January 23rd. It couldn't have been him because it's outside of my mathematical equation. So that's why we here. I know it's him.
Those 3 days lead to when I was with him.
Mm-hmm.
So I even showed him the picture, and I showed him all the evidence that I had. He still...
All the evidence that she had. Oh, boy. Look at this picture. This got to be you. Look at the sonogram. The baby got vampire teeth.
He still was like denying me and everything. Then one time I asked him for some money for the baby shower. At first he had $100. Then he gonna say the bank came and got the money.
How many months were you pregnant?
6 months.
6 months pregnant.
6 and a half.
In your opinion, offering money or gifts for a baby shower meant he was acknowledging the paternity.
He used to. Sometimes he'd be like, "What you doing, baby mama?" Or "Let's get it." Like he said that sometimes.
Okay.
No, he was just trying to get some ass. That's all. He was just trying to get some ass. He was thinking, you know what? If this bitch is gonna claim I'm the daddy, I'm gonna string it out. I'm gonna be nice to her. Hope, maybe I can get some ass while she's pregnant. I know she can't get pregnant again. The broad already pregnant, so maybe I could, hit it raw for 6 or 7 months until the baby pop out. That's all that man was thinking.
Okay. You say he's acknowledged it in the past. So when did he begin to question it, and why do you believe he did that?
So he used to question it back and forth. Something wrong with him. I regret even doing something with him.
What's wrong
I'm
with
not gonna lie.
Something is wrong with him. He laid down with you without any protection on the first night that he met your ass. That's what's wrong with him.
When I tell
what does he do to indicate something's wrong with him?
Okay, one day he'll be like, "That's my baby," and then one day he was like, "But if we can't get a quickie when you come get this money, then I'm not gonna believe you."
Okay, and that's natural. You claiming that he's the daddy. He got rights to the coochie. Hello?
Sir, you tell me what happened from the time she said to you she was pregnant by you.
And kudos to the defendant for showing a great deal of maturity and restraint thus far.
Okay. When I found out Miss McNeil was pregnant...
how did you find out? She called you?
Yes, sir. She called me, but I wasn't seeing her. I hadn't seen her till now. So I only seen her 2-3 times since that she supposed to have been pregnant. I never, denied the baby far she could hear. Never denied the baby to her because...
Well, how did we get here today?
Because she was finna put me on child support, really.
So you wanted to make sure...
I think she wanted to make sure, too.
Okay, so before you go down to child support agency. All right, then did you ever dispute it with her? She says you extort her for sex.
No, sir.
She said you tell her unless you gonna come over here, I'm gonna deny the baby.
No, sir, I wouldn't extort her for sex.
I believe that you was extorting her for sex, brother. All right, and look, ain't nothing that much wrong with that. If you was good enough to lay down with to get impregnated, you could ask her for some ass. It wasn't like the man said, "Look, if you don't give me no ass, I'm gonna send my goon squad at you." The man was joking around and said, "I'm not gonna believe it." He shouldn't have believed it at the start that was his baby. All right, but the moral of the story is, if you're gonna lay down with a chick as a one night stand, and and it's hard to even call this one a one night stand per se, because to me, but I'm kind of older school, so one night stand is you meet a chick that night and you get in the ass that night. They was talking on Facebook and all that other shit for a while. So talking over social media is the new dating. People ain't really going out 4 or 5 dates like that. They texting back and forth, and by the time they meet up, they already ready to smash. But still, he should have wrapped it up. A lot of these broads are crazy.
I really even asked her for, because she don't even, you know what I mean? When we having sex, she don't really let me do my thing.
I don't need to know all that.
Yeah, he don't really let me do my thing. I'm trying to bite her neck and all that shit. I'm trying to get my Blackula on.
All right, so you never denied outright?
No, sir. No, sir, because I know even if I deny right here and it end up being my baby, that the baby may see it. So I wouldn't really say nothing to go against me when it comes to the baby. Or her, because she a woman. You know what I mean?
Hey, good for you, brother. You understand that you across that standing across from you on the plaintiff's side is a little child. So you say, look, I'm not going to go back and forth with a woman. We just handle it in court and see how it comes out. And that's how it goes. Look, brother, I say this all the time. You're not supposed to be arguing with no damn woman. That's why you have to gauge the personality type of the female that you're dealing with early on. If she's argumentative, you have to cut her off expeditiously, immediately. Because she's dead set on being a vexation to your spirit. She has to go, man. Got to go. If you're not, people only come into your life for 2 reasons. To bring peace or to bring chaos. And the vast majority of them are there to bring chaos. Some of them utilize better tactics than others. Some of them are more patient than others. When you come across that rare person who actually is intent on bringing peace into your life, then you have to do right by them. So he's doing a good job of understanding what her motivations are. And he seems to have he seems to be very much at peace with himself. I don't know what he's doing behind closed doors. He got them damn vampire teeth in his mouth. That's a whole other story. But in regards to how he's conducted himself in this court case, he shows that he has a high level of understanding in regards to the woman. So I give him that much credit.
Yeah, you're probably one of the best fathers that I've had in here.
Well, I think that's going a little too far. That's giving the brother a little too much credit. We don't know. We don't know how good a father he is. Only his children and the children's mother know. But in regards to how he's conducted himself in the courtroom, he's shown a lot of tact and prudence. So he deserves credit for that.
I should say potential father. Because everything you're saying, most people don't say it and they don't feel. They express things and I have to tell them, hey, your child is going to hear this one day. Yes. Hey, don't talk about the mother like that. Your child might hear this.
That's because most people are two-dimensional thinkers, Judge Mathis. They don't truly understand how powerful their words are. They just talk. And there's a lot of people like that. They just talk. They just want attention. He seems to be, and I think a lot of it's also based on the fact that he has his own business and he's trying to push himself in that direction. So that causes a person's brain to function in a different way. You think more about ramifications. So hopefully he's as good a person outside of the courtroom as he's shown himself to be in the courtroom.
Hear this one day. So for you to recognize all that, number one, you're a smart and considerate man.
I mean,
so we appreciate you. Yeah.
Thank you.
And you're nice and considerate and smiling young lady.
Allegedly, Judge Mathis. We don't know that yet. Let's get the results before we get this bitch, start throwing her some damn accolades. Giving her too much damn credit.
Young lady, nice smile. So you got a good guy and a good woman.
I don't know what she's hiding under that wig, Your Honor.
So, want to go and get the results, and we'll see.
Look at my man, the defendant. He's like, oh shit. Please don't let it be mine. Please don't let it.
Let him read it.
The results of the paternity test when we return.
You read it out loud.
Oh, yep, it say Jimmy is not the father.
Now that's why Judge Mathis gave him the document to read out loud, because he was so impressed by the way that this brother conducted himself that he felt like the brother deserved to have the right to be empowered by reading the truth out loud. All right, you see that, brothers? Once again, you must demand a paternity test with every accusation that you receive, every allegation that you receive from these modern day females. Accountability is the key. That's the only way that you can enforce culpability. That's it. You got to take back your own power. Stop being one of these dudes running around talking about bitches ain't shit and all this other stuff. A bitch only ain't shit when you give her the power to not be shit. When you truly understand the nature of, the condition of the battle, the nature of most of these modern day females, and you take out the emotion, it's like looking at any other creature in nature. You can't look at a rat and say, oh man, that rat is so nasty. No, it's not. It's just a rat. When you understand the nature of the woman, it stops you from developing any type of emotional issues towards the woman. And then you learn how to be functional and how to use discretion and how to categorize different women, how they need to be categorized. You take the concubine and you put them in the concubine category. You take the wife and you put her in the wife category after a long, long period of evaluation. And that's how it has to be. This is a so-called one-night stand situation, so he doesn't even really know her. And she does not even really know him. So thankfully for him, the child is not his, so that he does not have to be a participant in the confusion that is going to be a part of that child's life for the next 18 plus years.
99.9%.
I know the plaintiff. So that means that there's a chance, Your Honor. There's a 0.1%. I want another test.
Probability that he is not the father. All right, ma'am. So, got a little more work to do, but I'm sure by your actions that you're going to continue being adamant about making sure you're certain. All right. Good luck to you both.
You see how hurt Judge Mathis looks? Because he understands how much confusion this woman is causing and how much confusion in general is going on in this society. That's why he can make money with paternity court cases like this. This has become an engrafted part of the American entertainment system known as television, where they have these paternity cases on these court shows because of the proliferation of the female empowerment movement, which makes them believe that they can run around and have sex with 20 different guys and accuse the ones that they would like to be the dad of being a dad. Once again, brothers, the woman is an agent of chaos. All right.
I just want to say I apologize.
I'll give you a hug.
Yeah, I'll give you a hug. What that translates to is, can I still hit it? But anyway, peace.